welcome to Battleship Cove. I'm Paul Scalabroni, volunteer here on the Joseph P. Kennedy, and we're doing our winter December update on the work we have going on the ship. One of the main projects that we pretty much crossed off the list this year is the Fantail here. If you've been watching our videos for the past few months, you know that this entire deck has been being cut up, painted, restored, new metal put into place, and we finally came to the end of the metal replacement in October, and we were able to finally get the deck stripped down and got a coat of paint onto it. It's not perfect. There are still areas we need to address because we did find a few more holes when we were getting the old paint off the deck, and there are some areas like the H where the helicopter drops for cargo would be, the tow hitch, areas where we need to touch up the detail paint, but for the most part all of the waterways and the main deck is now watertight. A couple areas we did have to readdress is going to be in the stern here. In the waterway, we knew we had an issue because the metal was really wasted, and when we needle gunned this area, we made a pretty good sized hole on both sides. So right now we have our best friend Flex Seal keeping the water out of the ship, but that's not a critical area. It only goes down to the rudder ram room, and we have dehumidifiers down there, so any water that gets in the ship gets taken care of for now until we can revisit that in the spring and then completely finish the deck off. But right now we have it closed off just because we don't have any anti-skid down, so when you get water on this deck it's very dangerous. So once we get anti-skid down, then we'll let the public back onto the fantail of the ship, and then this project we crossed off the list, and then we'll move to the bow probably next year in the summertime. That's when we're going to concentrate on the bow. So right now we'll head down below and we'll show you what's going on in the Burke exhibit, and also just to put to scale the amount of metal we actually took out of this deck, we'll show you that pile. Alrighty, so we're down here in the aft lower Burke exhibit, and this is what we were just talking about up on the Fantail. This is the steel that we cut out of the deck. This whole pile pretty much was all the rusted, rotted metal, so it puts into kind of perspective the amount of metal work we had to do over the course of a year, which is why the project took as long as it did, because we thought we were done. We would hit another patch of bad metal. You think you're done, you hit another patch of bad metal, and it just progresses and progresses and progresses, and then when you're done, you literally got a ton of steel that you cut out of the ship. This is also going to be the metal that we cut up and are going to start selling in the gift shop and online. I think Rich is going to start putting some out on Facebook, so we're going to make this available. If anybody wants a piece of the Kennedy, then we'll have that so you can get it and have it forever. Now if we move over to this side of the compartment, this will be probably a summer project when the weather's warmer. We have a couple of ray domes that were donated to us that are going to go back up on the port and starboard sides of the mast once we take the labeling off, painted the proper color, and put them up there. I think Rich knows the system that those were, but it was unique to this ship that she had those antennas, and these are almost identical to what was there, so that'll be the first time since she was decommissioned that we'll have those back in place up on the upper masts. And in the aft of the ship, we don't need to go back there, but in our rudder ram room, we finally, for the first time in quite a while, put in a dehumidifier to keep the water levels back there in check, because we don't have anything back there treating it, and we have a slight leak in one of our rudder seals. So that's going to take care and get the water off the hull so we don't have any water accumulating and causing some rot issues that further down the line would make it a big issue for us to take care of, because we can't really repair things at or below the water line without a dry dock, which will hopefully be in our future, but right now that's a little out of our budget. And then also on the theme of watertight integrity, and to make the exhibit complete, we've been going through all the hatches, because over time the grease on all these dogs solidifies and makes these things unmovable. You can't move half these dogs, or at least not easy. Like that one, you got to put a ton of force on. So we've been taking these apart, re-greasing them, so now we actually have all the dogs on most of the hatches functioning. So we can close a hatch if we want, but also make it watertight. This deck, we're above the water line, so it's not as critical, but if we had to isolate the compartment, now we'll at least have the ability where we can do that, and just restoring some integrity back into the ship, where before it just was kind of not neglected, but wasn't really a priority. And that brings us into the forward Burke exhibit, where we've been doing extensive work because we're getting ready to finally paint this space out. We've had most of the volunteers chipping paint here today, and kind of another putting it into perspective why these projects take so long. If you look on the deck here, this pile of wiring is pretty much everything we pulled out of the overhead that was wrong, isn't the right wiring for this ship, doesn't belong on the ship, and we had to figure out how it all got there, where it went, how to get it out of the ship, and then hook things up properly. For example, like this light wasn't here anymore. It had gotten removed because when people came down the ladder, they thought they'd hit their heads on it. But we ended up putting the light back in, but we couldn't find the wire to power it. We had to retrace it and figured out where it went into the panels here and remove all the old junk wire and put the actual proper wire back in. There's only one cable I think we have left in this compartment that we have to fix, and that's this here, which powers the heat tape for our boiler feed for the heating system. So this is the kind of cable that's wrong. It's BX cable. It's what you'd use in houses and industrial world, but everything on the ship should be armor cable. So we have to basically work this back and then put some armor cable in and just take the bad stuff out so it looks like it belongs on the ship. But with that one last cable, that's it for the electrical in the compartment, and then it's just a ton of paint chipping. Everywhere you see, this all is just flaky paint. It's all got to come down. Everything's dusty, so it's a ton of work in here with all the volunteers to get this space so we can actually paint it. And with these, you got to start from top down, because if we don't, then you're basically getting dust over everything you just cleaned. So we've been starting with the overhead and we'll work our way down. But now that there's heat in these spaces over the winter, we can paint in here. We don't have to wait for the spring for it to be warm enough to paint. We can keep this and the aft space completely heated, so paint's not going to be an issue, and then we can get on top of that. So when spring hits, we can do other projects and we're not still down here, because when you get into the summer months, this compartment's not pleasant to be in. It's kind of a sauna. So we're here down in the Sonar shack on the Kennedy, and this is one of the areas where we're going to be doing a long-term restoration project. Not mainly the volunteers, it's going to be our welder that we have that we pay to do some of the structural work that needs to get done on the ship. If we come through to here, we'll show you a little bit of the damage we're talking about, mainly in the aft of the compartment. We had a leak a long time ago when people were still staying on board, and because of the slope of this deck, all the water would gather back here, and it punched through the deck in a ton of spots. So from the aft of this compartment pretty much up to the sonar transmitters here, we're going to be putting brand new steel, which also brings us out into Fox division here, where we've been doing a little bit of restoration work. We had Alex here today converting all of our lights over to LED down here, so those will be reliable and we have proper lighting down here. But the damage also, you can see, extends into the door jamb here, down the bulkhead. And the main reason we're doing it is the hatches in this area here. This is the hatch down to the refrigerator decks, which is the last deck of the ship. Below the refrigerator deck, you have a void space, and then that's the keel of the ship. So if there's any ever issues, we're near the wind water line. If anything was ever happen, we need these hatches to be watertight, because that's going to be what stops anything from progressing into the ship. So with these having holes in the deck, we can't have that. That has to all get fixed, and that's what our welder Brandon's going to do. This will all be completely rebuilt professionally, and all these hatches will reseal them, redo the dogs, so we can seal this up. We have alarms down there if anything ever were to happen, but at least we know that if water ever got into the ship, we can stop it and it won't progress. All right, so we're here in Fox Division, which on the Kennedy is located right below the mess decks, and this is another area we've been doing extensive restoration on, mainly because we had to replace the deck up above us in the mess deck. So down here, we had to basically paint and get everything ready for this whole compartment to be painted out. So if you look up in the overhead, you'll start to see areas where we have all the primer, where we had cut all the pieces out to put the deck down for the mess decks. And now we're going to get ready to give this all one final coat. There's a few little pieces of welding here and there we'll have to do. Some of the rack mounts, that one's in, but there's a couple we have to put back in. Another thing the guys are doing today was putting the orange chemical stripper onto a lot of the divisions, because these should be just bare metal. They shouldn't be painted. So these are all going back to that. And then we'll get this whole compartment painted out, overhead first, the bulkhead second, and then finally we'll get the deck done. Another thing we finally added back into this compartment, which is going to help us, again, why we can work in here during the winter, is we put heat back in here finally. So this heater had been gone for probably 10 plus years, and we found an extra one on the ship, so we put that back in here, and now this compartment will be climate controlled. And pretty much the whole forward section of Kennedy is all electrically heated now, where most of the rear section's steam heated. But we'll be able to keep the ship climate controlled for the entire year, and that will be beneficial for the paint. We won't lose it like we would as rapidly as we normally would, because up in New England here we get massive heat and cold swings. But also it allows us to work indoors and do painting where normally we couldn't do that for the year. We'd have to wait for spring to roll around. So a lot of times, like on the battleship, a lot of that's not heated. Once October rolls around, your painting's done till the spring. So over here with a lot of the heat spaces, we don't get that problem now. So, and now we're in the ET shop on Joseph P. Kennedy. It's midships on the starboard side. We're in the spot of the space that you can see through the door. This was restored fairly recently, where we had volunteers repaint the overhead, refresh the bulkheads, and clean some of the equipment that's in here. This part of the shop was used for basically electronics repair. That's what the ET shop's mostly for. So any radio gear that needed to get fixed, any test equipment that needed to get fixed, this area of the shop is where they would do it. So you have all your manuals, books, all your schematics, everything in here, and that would facilitate the repair of the equipment. In a second, we'll head to the back part of the shop, which also serves as Radio 3, and there's some dash equipment in there. And the other thing that they did, which is why we'll kind of rock the whole compartment, is the deck was completely repainted. Same theme throughout the ship. This was all tile originally, but the tile created a lot of the problems we had with metal wastage in the deck. So the tile had to come up, and now we're just using paint on the deck until a date where hopefully we might be able to find to put tile back down safely without causing harm to the ship. But for now, we can't do that, so that's why we went with paint. Alrighty, and then this is the back half of the ET shop, where we have what's essentially Radio 3 on the ship. So on this destroyer we had the dash system, and these are the actual transmitters for that system. We're probably one of the only museum ships that has all of our dash equipment originally in place that technically could be operated. It's not hooked in properly or into the antennas or anything because we can't actually run the equipment, but we have it all and it's all where it should be. Same thing with our radios. These actually all do work. All the transmitters back here were all restored a long time ago, and we don't really use them on a lot now, but they could be functioned if somebody actually knows how to operate and come back here. So again, showing that some of the equipment in here does function. We'll turn on the main WRT radio stack. So we'll throw the main breaker and then fire this guy up. And this whole radio, I'm not qualified or actually know how to tune this and get it working again. But if we had one of our radio guys come in here, they could transmit on this. And hopefully in the future, it's one area where I could be able to operate it is using the teletype system. I would like to actually get one of those working again, so we could use teletype between some of our ships or other museum ships, because that system would be really fun to actually mess around with, where we could send radio messages and have them come out on the teletype. But that'd be for a very future project, because right now we're still in getting the ship preserved before we actually get to work on the fun projects, unfortunately. So we'd like to thank you for joining us here on our winter update on the projects going on Kennedy and the stuff we have going on forward. Like usual, we ask that if you like what you see on the content here, like, share, subscribe to our videos. If you see things that you want to get involved in on the ships and you live locally, come down, fill out a volunteer application, get involved on the ships. If you can't directly come down, but you want to get involved anyways, monetary donations on the websites also help out. And we keep these ships alive pretty much through your donations and all the efforts here from the volunteers to keep these ships going. So from everyone here at Joseph P. Kennedy, have a happy holiday, and we'll see you next time.